If you want to play songs from the radio or by your favorite artist, this detailed lesson will show you all the steps you need to play any song you want. For most songs out there, you'll find the chords online, on certain famous websites with a yellow logo. These are a great starting point, but often create new problems. How do you play the chords written on the sheet? And how do you turn all those symbols into music? This step-by-step guide will give you all the ideas and concepts you need to play any song you want in a short time. Are you ready? Let's begin. The first step is to find the chords of the song you want to play. For this lesson, we're playing Hotel California by the Eagles. The first step is to type the name of the song you want plus chords in Google and then click on the first link. Let's look at what info can be found on the sheet. As a pianist, on this website you can ignore much of the information around. One would be the tuning and also capo, which only applies to guitarists. The most important thing for us are the lyrics with the chords. Now the chords here are placed roughly where they are in relation to the lyrics. So an important disclaimer, this is not an exact rhythm that's notated, but we'll get to that later. It does help though to know the song well and be able to hum or sing along to the original. The first step is to click on piano on the right side of the screen. This will show useful chord diagrams, which we'll get to in a moment. The second step is to click simplify at the top of the screen. This will change seventh chords to triads and remove some other difficult chords. For beginners, they are much simpler to play and still sound like the original. Now we're ready to start playing the chords. Step 2 is to play the chord progression. As you saw, there are these chord diagrams on the right. All you have to do is find these shapes on your keyboard and play them. So let's play the first chord, B minor. Find the shape on your keyboard and play the notes. The next chord is F sharp major. Then we have A major and E major. These were the first 4 chords, and for the left hand we'll simply play the lowest note from the right hand chord. So the first one is B minor, and the lowest note here is the B. Now we'll simply add this B in the left hand. This will be our bass note and give us a fuller sound. You can play the chord and the bass at the same time now. Next one, F sharp major, A major, and E major. Now we can already play the first part of the song and we can sing along the melody, for example. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Let's quickly check out the rest of the chords. There are only 3 remaining. The next one is G major. I'm already adding the lowest note here on the bass. D major. And lastly, E minor. Here are some bonus tips to quickly figure out chords like these and new chords if you ever come across them. Trick number 1 is to change a chord from major to minor by lowering the middle note by a half step. So in the beginning we played an E major chord, and afterwards there's also an E minor chord. Now instead of finding all the notes again, we can simply take this shape here and move the middle note down a half step. Half step simply means we go from white to black and white to white in this case without skipping any notes. So lower it by a half step and then we have the E minor chord. Trick number 2 is to quickly find sharp or flat chords by shifting every note by a half step. For example, F major is a chord you most likely already know. To find F sharp major, you have to simply put the sharp in front of every note, meaning F becomes F sharp, A becomes A sharp, and C becomes C sharp. That just means we move every note up a half step. So F major becomes F sharp major. To help you learn all those chords and other ones, you can watch my free course, Chord Mastery. The link is in the video description. It's free. Step 3 is to use chord patterns that make your playing sound like a pro. I'll give you one simple and one advanced method to do so. Method 1 is to find out the time signature of the song you're playing. The simplest way is to just Google your song name and add time signature afterwards. Hotel California is in 4/4. From this information we'll apply a 4 pattern. This means we'll play the right hand 4 times and the left hand 1 time on the first chord. This is a really simple way to play along to any song in 4/4. Another option could be that it's in 3/4 or 6/8. In these cases, we'll play each chord 3 or 6 times in the right hand and add the left hand on the first time we play each chord. So for example, 3/4, or also 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So remember, always take the first number of the time signature as the number of times we play the right hand. The left hand always plays on the first time we play a new chord. Method 2 is to look at the strumming pattern on the website. On the piano we can use this information in a really cool way to play the pattern similar to the original. First, look how they're counting. You see the numbers and in between there's an and. In between those there are these little lines as well. So we'll count everything as 1 E and A, and then continue 2 E and A, and so on. Then you can see there's down and up signs. We'll flip these around and down becomes low and up becomes high. Now take our chord in the right hand. We play the top 2 notes for high and the bottom note for low. Try and play the first 2 chords with this pattern. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. The left hand plays at the beginning of each chord once. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Now this is more advanced, but it really sounds close to the original. I'll now give you 2 backing tracks for the first 2 verses and the chorus, one with method 1 and one using method 2, so you can play along. At the very end, you'll also find the backing track without piano, so you can play by yourself. If you enjoyed this lesson and you want a structured path to learning piano and chords, then check out all my free courses. The link is in the video description or in the pinned comment. And I'll see you guys again in the next lesson. Backing track with the 4/4 pattern. Backing track with the strumming pattern. here's the backing track without piano.